Hi, morning everybody, and welcome back to another Simply Made Saturday with me, Helen Armstrong from Pandrapops Crafting Joyful Moments. I was at a bit of a loss, to be honest, this morning as to what I was going to do. I've been patiently waiting for my paper pumpkin kit. It's the first time they've come into the UK this month, and unfortunately it's not arrived on time because I was actually going to debut the paper pumpkin kit this morning. And I've been cutting out lots of little bits that you can see here from the Fern and Flora set, which is coming out in May and August for a home decor project that I'm going to be doing. And I just thought, actually, why not use some of those little bits that I've cut out and some stamping to make a simple card this morning. So that is my plan. You hear it, you're joining me if you're watching this. I've not planned this. This is me working from scratch just with bits that I've got to the side of me. Yeah, and we'll just see how it turns out. It might not turn out very well, but here's hoping. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my card bases. So here in the United Kingdom we have A4 card bases. Yeah, we use A4 card, and the first thing I do is that I score it on its short edge at 10.5 centimetres. Make sure that's lined up using my scoring blade. And then I will turn it on its long edge. My trimmer is sticking at the moment. And cut it at 14.9 centimetres. That gives me 2 card bases which fit into a C6 envelope. Okay, might use the trimmer again in a moment, depending on whether we might want to introduce some of the designer series paper. So I'm just going to grab my bone folder just to sharpen that edge. I really do need to clean my bone folder, and we'll just do it on the other side. Okay, so we have a card base. This is our normal standard card base. Now, my thoughts were this morning that I would use the stamps from the Fern and Flora set. As I say, this is not coming out until May 5th. So this is a little bit of a sneak peek. I don't really like starting to use the products until they actually come out. Yeah, so, but I've decided this morning I will break that and do it. Just to show you what I've done as well, the Stampin' Up changed how they put their, where are my words this morning? Yeah, so Stampin' Up changed their packaging late last year, and it now comes in this type of packaging rather than the old CD case. I found that it can be a little bit flimsy when I've got lots of them stacked up. So what I did was I went onto Amazon, and Amazon do these acrylic sheets. And I think they're about 2 to 3 millimeters thick, and they're great for just putting the stamps on. I then used a Sharpie to go round so I know where my stamps need to go, and I've used the thick acetate sheet that you get with the stamp set to cover the top. So we're going to use both the sort of ferns. I think I might bring in the moth as well. Let's see how we get on. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually I'm going to stamp these in one colour, and I'm going to stamp it in Secret Sea, because I'm going to use the coloured branches to then move forward with it to bring a bit more embellishment to the card. This is probably too big a block, and I've not seasoned my stamp yet, so what I'm going to do is do my usual, running it on the back of my hand. That just takes the shine off the stamp and it helps stamp it better. Okay, I'm just dabbing it on. Okay, and then we're just going to stamp, and I'm going to stamp it sort of there. And I'm going to stamp it up again. I'm going to this time just switch it round. Okay, so I have that one. I'm going to take my other little fern. I haven't seasoned this. It'd be interesting to see how well this works. I forgot to rub it on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to come into the middle, around the edges. I'm leaving this bit of white space at the side, and then I'm just going to come over sort of this area there. Okay, quite happy with that. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a moth in the corner. Okay, happy with that. Now, that on its own, coloured in with a sentiment, would absolutely be fine. I'm actually just going to go one step further this morning, and I'm going to pick up a couple of the things that I cut out last night in a few different colours to see how it layers up, and do I like it or do I just want it plain. I've gone for Berry Burst against the Secret Sea, but we could actually bring a Secret Sea in. And layer them like that. And we could always go one step further if we wanted to and bring in another colour. This is pecan pie. I will get the colours correct. So it's up to you how you want to then go over the top, whether you want to add more, whether you just want to keep it simple and just put 2 or 1 even. You know what? I think I'm actually just going to go for 2. I'm just going to do that. Okay. Now, am I happy with this card? No. The reason why is that I did too much stamping over here. I didn't need this here. But we're going to finish the card. We're going to see what it looks like when it's finished. Yeah. And if it was me, what I might do, if it is me, I'm actually doing the card. That sounded really weird. What I might do would be to, actually I'm going to do that, is just go over that little bit with some Berry Burst. I'm just going to add a touch of colour with my blending brush and the Berry Burst. I think maybe that's what I'm not enjoying the Secret Sea straight away onto the white background. Let's just pick up a little bit of the. So I'm just very, very lightly going over. Okay. I think I'm a bit happy with that. All right, now when I add those two, the two fronds, fern leaves from this set. So the Fern and Flora set, as I say, is coming out. Too much glue. I've opened a new glue this morning and there's probably too much glue coming out. Yeah, the Fern and Flora set from Stamping Up is coming out on May the 5th. I personally think it's probably going to be very popular because it's got lots of different elements. The dies are great, they're very intricate, but also the stamps themselves are lovely, and the paper set is stunning as well. I'm not going to show you all the other bits this morning because this is just our Simply Made Saturday. It's meant to be quick and easy, just to create something to give out to someone you care about, or you know, even if you wanted to then go on and sell your cards, the things that you make, you can do. Absolutely, I would wholeheartedly encourage that. Okay, that's added a bit more dimension. I'm happier with that. There is some sentiments, there are some sentiments which come with this set, which is sincere thanks. You make the world a better place. You're an amazing friend. Thankful for you. And there is this actual border stamp, but there's also the die which cuts out. So you have that die which cuts out that, and you can stamp on top. I am just going to quickly stamp the sentiment straight on to my card, and I think I'm going to go for for you. Okay, I'm definitely going to season this one, because sometimes when you stamp for the first time, definitely with words, they can, because of the coating on the stamp, they can blur a little bit. I'm actually going to do it in Secret C, and I'm just going to put it here. Thankful for you. Okay. Again, I'm sorry for the sniffing. My hay fever is definitely in full flow again today. It is a very high pollen day here in the United Kingdom, unfortunately. We have all the cherry blossom and all the blossom coming out on some of the trees, which is definitely causing my hay fever to spike. So yeah, I think unfortunately we have got a few more weeks of this. That is my first quick and simple card. I actually do quite like it after saying I didn't like it. I'm still not a fan of this bit here, but yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that, so we'll put that to one side. Right, our next card, I'm going to just do some inking on the background, and then we're just going to stick our bits to it. I don't think I'm going to use the designer series paper. No, I want to just stick with these, because this is what I thought about this morning. I have all these bits cut out that I'm not going to use all of them. Well, I will do eventually, but I'm not going to use all of them with the home decor project that I was thinking about doing. Let me just pick up a colour. I think I'm going to go for a bit of Old Olive. Let's get a stencil brush this time. Now, what we could do is we could use a block if we wanted to, and we could add some ink on there, spritz it, and then smush it. Let's actually give that a go. I do have some water in my... So I'm just going to pick up some ink on my block. This is, again, unplanned. Wasn't going to do this. So I've got some ink on my block. Let's move my card out of the way. I've added a touch of water. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do directly onto my card. Okay, like that, except what I realised is I did it upside down, so it'll have to be that way around with my sentiment here, which is fine. Learn from my mistakes, people. Learn from my mistakes. Okay, so we have that. I'm just going to quickly give that a dry with my heat tool. You could use two different colours if you wanted to. I could have added some of the Berry Burst with the Old Olive. But I am going to just darken this bit in the middle, just with my stencil brush. Just to give that a slightly bit more definition. Okay, so I normally work left to right. Obviously, I'm now working right to left. It seems very weird for me to have the sentiment over here. Never done it before, so yeah. I'm just going to pick up the greens. So we have Old Olive, and we have some Mossy Meadow, and we have this gorgeous frond fern. But I'm actually going to think I might pick that up if I can find it in our soft sea foam. Okay, like that. I'm actually going to swap that one out there because I want to have something slightly different in that one. Let me just have a look. Okay, yeah, So I'm picking up all the greens. I actually quite like that. Okay. And I'm going to use the same sentiment, but realise clean it off before we use it. I'm going to stamp my sentiment and then I'm going to layer on all the bits that I want to use. Right, so let's give that a clean. Okay, tapped it in. Thankful for you. I quite like, do I like should it be a bit more oh, let's leave it with the green. Maybe I should have done it in the mossy meadow to pick it out a little bit more. Okay, let's just add some glue and let's get sticking. So I hope you've had a wonderful week and you've got some nice things planned for the weekend. I'm going to be prepping a lot of the things that I need to do because it's the virtual album retreat next week with Stamping Up. And it's only the first year I've done it. This is the second year in a row that they've done it, but this is the first year that I decided to take part. So yeah, so I'm doing some preparation for that. I need to work out what photographs I'm going to be using on my pages, cutting down those photographs so they fit in nicely with what's planned. But you know me, I probably will end up changing things as we go along. There are a couple of pages that I think are not necessarily my style, but and I've got some ideas of how I may change them as we do. So I'm looking forward to actually, once we've done the album retreat, sharing those with you. Okay, let's put I just love that one. That is just stunning. Look at it. Oh, gorgeous. I'm trying to make sure I don't get glue coming through the little holes that there are in that one. Okay, how are we going to have that one? Let's stick that one underneath there before the other one dries. Okay. And then let's put some more glue on this one. Because it's not quite stuck. Okay. Another simple card. Yeah. I love the smushed background with that one. Do I like that one? Oh, that is bugging me. It really is bugging me. So it's up to you whether you'd want to go with. There is I have a very good crafting friend who talks about pizza. And you know when you add pizza toppings to pizza when you're making your own pizza, and you can add as many as you want, and sometimes you go that little bit too far. This is one of those times I've definitely gone a little bit too far. This will call my pizza card. It's not. I will still use it. I will send it. I will probably use it as a thank you card for one of my customers. So yeah, so it will get used. Which one do I prefer? That one definitely. Yeah. So that's the definite one. So my Simply Made Saturday is a little bit more involved than normal. We've done some stamping. We've done some smooshing technique using a stamping block, but we've just used die cuts. So if you've got some ink and some dies that you don't really use or use often, maybe get them out and give it a go. Especially if you've got some leaf ones, they do make a difference. So yeah. Well, thank you very much. I know it's been a very quick one again today, but thank you very much for joining me. I hope you will join me next Saturday for Simply Made Saturday. But I also have another YouTube video, which is Sharing Sunday, where I share with you cards that you can make or something that I've been working on. Yeah, I like to share these things. If you have liked this video, please, if you like and subscribe, it would be great. If you've not liked the video, I still would like some comments. It would be great to say what you would like me to improve on. I'm still relatively new in my video journey here, YouTube. I've only recently just gone live on Facebook, and that's not been going so well, I have to admit. So yeah, if you do, if you've enjoyed these types of videos, if you've got any ideas about what you'd like me to do, what you'd like to see more of, just let me know in the comments. All right, thanks very much again for watching, and you take care. And as always, craft your joy.